Video review.
If you expected Metroid Prime 3 Corruption to be a high-quality continuation of the series, you'd be right. Yes, the Wii controls are terrific and intuitive, so if you hoped that controlling bounty hunter Samus Aran would be a dream, that wish has been granted too. Corruption is, all told, a great Metroid first-person adventure that does exactly what you'd expect it to do. No more and no less. This sequel is aptly named. Samus and her fellow bounty hunters are struggling to repair an organic computer that has been infected by a mysterious virus. As always, these things are never what they seem, but rather than risk spoiling any sensitive plot points, let's just say that the ensuing adventure sends Samus across a number of lush alien worlds and bizarre landscapes. Not that the Prime games have ever strived to set standards for gaming fiction, but there is a ton of written backstory to discover, and you'll also meet up with a number of old acquaintances. The obvious change here is in the controls, and Corruption leaves behind the methodical maneuvering of its GameCube brethren with an intuitive and configurable scheme that sets the standard for first-person shooting controls on the Wii. All of your aiming and turning is done with the remote, while moving and strafing is handled by the nunchuck. It's been done before, but not to this degree of success. Most players will want to use the advanced scheme, where moving the remote moves your targeting reticle, but also turns your point of view as it approaches the edge of the screen. Note that you aren't stuck free aiming at your enemies though, since the Z button allows you to lock onto your target. The good news is that moving about is less frustrating and plodding than before. Your enemies fall faster, boss encounters require less controller fumbling, and there's an overall ease to travel and movement that the series lacked before. But it's a double-edged sword, because while most Metroid Prime hallmarks like object scanning and complex puzzle solving remain, Corruption feels less like a probing adventure than just a regular shooter. But a great shooter nevertheless. When it comes to blasting stuff, Retro Studios kept things simple this time. Samus begins with the trusty arm cannon and soon gains a use of homing missiles. Battles are never hard, but shooting still feels really great. The biggest addition to the shooting is that of the Phase-On enhancement device. The PED allows you to enter hyper mode. In this mode, Samus's attacks do outrageous damage, but she has limited Phase-On in her reserve, so once it's all gone, all you can do is wait for it to replenish. You've got to pay attention though, since entering hyper mode depletes Samus's energy, and you also run the risk of overloading her with too much Phase-On and being forced to fire it all away lest you bite the dust. But this is Metroid, so of course you'll need to use your wits as much as you use weapons that turn alien scum into goo. Environmental puzzles are as good in Corruption as they've ever been, and you'll need to survey your surroundings carefully to find the path to your next goal. So yes, the scanning visor is back, so be prepared to study objects frequently to best know their purpose and potential uses as puzzle solutions. Corruption truly shines when these mechanics work in tandem, making for smooth and seamless puzzle solving, and occasionally bringing new dimensions into the combat as well. Corruption's finest moments are its boss battles. They may not be quite as tough as in the previous Prime games, but there's still a lot that goes into defeating them. A single boss battle may involve using morph ball techniques, the screw attack, entering hyper mode, and firing both missiles and beams. Most of these battles are an absolute blast. Corruption loses some of its sense of wonder and strangeness on the Wii, because it's hard to lose the sense that it's just an FPS with trimmings. Its core control scheme is great, but it's missing some of what made Metroid Prime and Metroid Prime 2 so superb. If you're a Metroid fan, there's no need to convince you to play Corruption. It's got everything that you would expect. Great boss battles, involved environmental puzzles, and a smooth control scheme that cements exactly how FPS control should work on the Wii. You may not be able to shake the feeling that you've done all this before, but it will still make you happy that it's so terrific.